Hey everyone, I'm going to walk around this pad here a little bit. I'm on en-ruland A. It's just south of the 2 a little bit, next to Tioga. I'm going to walk around and show you what a oil pad looks like when it's all done and set up. We're waiting on a frac crew to come out. I believe Halliburton's going to be on their way here in a little bit. But I'll just show you around and see what's going on. So here, if you look at, you've got over here, he's a hot oiler. That's what they call him. He's a water heater. They come out and they fill up these tanks, or I'm sorry, they don't fill them up, but they heat up the water that's in the tanks. Right now, he said the water's about 70 degrees. He'll heat it up to about 100, and he'll just follow down the chain, and on he goes. So those are pretty big tanks. I'm not quite sure how many gallons they hold, but I know it's a bunch. Everybody out here talks in barrels, and I'm not really sure what the barrel conversion is. It's like 46 or 44 barrels or gallons per barrel, so I don't know. Anyways, we got some upright tanks here. These are whole what's called Flowback. All the sand and water and gel and everything else that they pump into the ground comes into these tanks, and they're quite big. But a roll-off truck will come and pick these things up when everything's all said and done, and those are full. You can see that most of these are empty by the little, I don't know if you can see it, but right about there is a little lever that comes down, and as it fills up, it'll actually drop down. So they've got it all marked out. This is the Flowback trailer. They've got flare gas coming out. They'll put it to that flare stack. Figured that one, that's what this one will look like. Some of these can get pretty big. So I'm not really an expert on Flowback and what all it does, but this is the trailer that they typically have out here. They almost always look like this. Kind of looks like a locomotive to me. When I first saw them, I almost thought it looked a lot like an old steam engine, but I know it's a trailer. Here you have an open pit. As they flow back stuff, like the blowdown lines will come into here, and that's where they'll trap all the sand and stuff. Here's a smaller one, and you can just kind of see there's nothing really in it right now. Yeah, they're all empty, but this is the sand that they pump down whole. I don't know if you can see it real well. This sand, little tiny beads. Let's see if it'll focus. There it is. You see they're like little ball bearings almost. And so that's the sand they pump down the hole. That's one of the kinds that I've seen. This right here is called a backside pressure pump. I'm not an expert at this stuff. I don't know exactly what he does. I think he maintains a certain amount of pressure on the well. This company is pretty common out here. I see them all the time. I think they're a relatively new company, but this is one of the style of trucks that they have. Sorry about that focus. This is the kind of trucks that they've got out here. This is called a pump jack, and try and get into a position where the sun's not right in my eyes. What you have is an electric motor that ultimately spins this really big drum in there, and it rotates these counterweights around and around, which then push up and down on this lever here, and you can see that what it's got going on is it's raising and lowering this rod, and that's actually what's pumping out all the oil and all these connections. Oil and gas will come out of here. Whenever you see pump jacks running, it's a pretty good indicator that it's a producing well. This one's not quite built up yet. This is our wellhead, I think, for this round. This contraption here, this is a hydraulic pump that opens and closes the well. I'm I'm sorry if I'm a shitty cameraman today. I can't see anything because of that sun. But so anyways, this whole unit has hydraulic fluid, and it's got a little pump, little gas pump. And what it'll do is it'll pump fluid through all these hoses and on into the well. And you can see here that you've got hand cranks, and then you've also got the pneumatic valve closers. And they'll open and close that well. You know, Wireline will sit up top. They'll plug into that top end, and that valve will be shut. They'll open that up, and then open everything up, and down they go the hole. They'll set their charge and everything, and it's a pretty messy operation. But this pump jack is probably what's going to be the one working on this well when it's all done. This is Wireline's equipment. This company's called Pencoda, another really common company I find up here. You've got a tension wire. So if I can zoom out, I didn't mean to zoom in like that. Got the tension pulley. That'll keep tension on the wire as it goes up via a crane and down the well. You've got what's called a blowout preventer. Should something happen, this will basically shut, close, and prevent the well from spewing all kinds of crap out of it. And this is the big thing that they use for wire lining. Normally they don't have this set up like this when you first come out here. Most of the time they don't come out till later in the job. But this is why they call it Wireline, because they send this wire down, and that's got a missile on the end of it, or a gun they call it. It'll have some kind of det charge, and you can watch other YouTube videos on how to wireline. They'll tell you in detail exactly what's going on. So this is their equipment here. It's the drum that they reel in and reel out on the wire. Some are nicer than others. It really doesn't matter because they all do the same thing. And here's Pencoda. They're a pretty nice outfit. On all these pads, maybe I'll zoom in for this one. You'll see a little muster area. These pads always have two muster areas. You got to have two exits in OSHA regulation. They'll have 5 minutes worth of air tanks, and they've got resupplies for our stuff. We've got SCBAs out here. They hold about 30 minutes worth of air, depending on your fitness. But if something were to happen out here, we go in and take care of the situation. If so required, we need to have a breathing system set up for ourselves, kind of like a scuba gear. We'll put that on. If we run out of air, we can always recharge off those muster points. So this right here is called the horse head. This is what actually goes on top of that green thing. They'll connect it up. Just the shape of it was what allows the cable to ride in this groove right here. And you can see from this angle precisely what I'm talking about. See how the cable just kind of sits in there, just rides in that groove, up and down. So another working pump here. This well does have a few of them. It's got 6 total, 5 which are running. I've been on this pad. This is my 3rd time on this pad. I've been here while they were drilling on the other ones, and I've been here while they were fracking the other ones. So I don't recall exactly which one. Not that it really matters, but so I guess it's not Halliburton, it's Calfrac that'll be out here, because they got these sand bins. These hold all that sand that I was showing you earlier. Just walk over there. All these yellow things sticking out of the ground are where the drilling rigs strap into. They use these essentially big eye bolts, and they drill them into the ground, and they'll have cables, basically rigging will tie into that. So if high winds come, it starts moving and shaking, they'll stay steady. So here we have, if you're on a Halliburton car, they call this a T-belt. It's really just a big conveyor belt. You see they've got some sand in here. This is more of those little tiny beads. The sand is rated in its grain, like sandpaper is, you know, 2040 or whatever. But you see, it's just nothing but a big belt in there. This will feed the from the different bins. You've got all the sand. They'll load the sand into these ports, and then pneumatically they'll open and close, basically doors, and it'll allow the sand to drop into the belt to carry it up front. Here's some of this black stuff. They call it frack ammo, or black cat. It's really cool because it's just like bearings, and you can't crush it. It doesn't light on fire. It'll glow red hot. It's ceramic. They make it in China. So it'll bring the sand to this conveyor belt. This will throw it up here and down the chute onto this belt, which then carries it on over here up this belt and then out this chute. And on the other end of this chute, you would have what's called the blender, and that mixes all the sand and gel with the, mixes the sand and with the gel and everything, and that's what they end up pumping down the hole. So, well, this is a pretty informal video. I'm just telling you what I can think of off the top of my head. Just wanted to show you guys around and make a video. I've made a video in a little while, so it's kind of bored. We're going to be out here probably all day not doing anything. So anyways, this is Tasty Gringo. I'll talk to you guys later.